It's got my secrets, nothing more. I check the drawers, I check the spikes. Left me hanging in my Nikes. Last night we tore up the town. Now my wallet's not around. Call the cops or play it smooth. Pay my debts and start anew. Hey, hey, where'd it go? My cash, my cars, my flow. Don't you know what's gone? Now I'm broke from dusk till dawn. Dancing lights and screaming bass. Drinks were flowing in that place. Left a tip but lost my grip. Now my wallet's gonna slip. Check your jackets, check the shoes. Hope it's not lost to the booze. Count your blessings, count your charms. It's not awful, but it harms. Hey, hey, where'd it go? My cash, my cards, my flow. Don't you know what's gone? Now I'm broke from dusk till dawn. Dancing lights and screaming bass. Drinks were flowing in that place. Left a tip but lost my grip. Now my wallet's gonna slip.
What up, what up, what up, everybody? Hopefully, you all are having a wonderful. This is Eve of Good Friday. And the thing about having such a great Friday that's coming up tomorrow is that we have to start thinking about how in the world are we going to start traveling? Because, the weather's nice, everybody's feeling good. And it's very important to understand that traveling is one thing, but traveling solo is another. And according to American Express, this is coming from AmericanExpress.com. Go to share my screen because I do want to make sure that we all have the same information. Y'all can read it. Y'all can always pause it, take screenshots, whatever you need. So let me know if y'all can see that clearly. It's very dark there. So according to this, they saying travelers, especially millennial and Gen Zs, are motivated to book thoughtful, meaningful trips this year, said Audrey Henley, the president of American Express Travel. The report shows that people feel passionately about their vacations. We understand what travelers are looking for, and as demand continues, we can use our expertise to create dream itineraries. Now, this is the president of the American Express Travel who was saying this. Now, the beautiful thing about meaningful travel, you got to look into how are you traveling? What are your travel habits? Now, one of the things that when I travel, I try to make sure that I'm actually learning something new when I'm traveling. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I want to learn for myself, something that I can remember either from the trip, something that I can use in the future. And these are the different things that I like to do, more so than just seeing the view. But when I'm also traveling domestically, like I learned how to make candles, I learned how to make soap, I learned how to sew. Like in sewing class, day one, I learned how to make this pillow. Um, even learn how to do buttons. And because of that, that is a skill that I will always remember, or at least can try to pick up if I look at a sewing machine again. So when I'm talking about meaningful travel, these are the things that I'm talking about. Things that I could actually have skills to not only pay the bills when I go to travel again, or just be just being able to understand what it is that I am if I'm part of the culture, that they learn how to cook something different that I haven't learned. These are the things when it comes to meaningful travel. And some people like to actually help support other small villages. There was a guy I interviewed recently. The episode hasn't dropped yet, but he actually goes to Cambodia to actually help build houses for people in some of the other countries or in those particular cities inside Cambodia. So, this is what I'm talking about meaningful travel. There's another guy I interviewed. We were talking about life insurance. His episode is out. I think I interviewed him twice for the live show and also a pre recorded show. And what we talked about was how he loves to sail and he learned how to, put up the sail. So now he actually sails his boat uh, on the coast of, let's say, coast of California all the way down to Mexico. And so he has that ability because he actually makes it meaningful so that he can actually take his family on the trips. And I want you to have that as well. And sometimes some of you might not have family members to go with you, but this is something that you want to do and you tired of waiting for your friends. This is the episode for you. Like you're tired of waiting for somebody like, hey, oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the the time to make it or what have you. So they always trying to figure out something else. This is a shame. Um, so one of the things about what we talked about last time, which was talking about safety, making sure that you already got connected to the embassies in town, making sure that you already got um let's see, you got the embassies taken care of, you have your emergency contacts, your sick contacts, and these are the things that you need to think about. So with that being said, you know, let's keep moving. Let's see if I can get to another video, but let's continue on. So they're saying is that 74% of global respondents plan to take at least 1 to 3 domestic trips in 2025, and 59% global respondents plan to take at least 1 to 3 international trips in 2025. Let me know if you guys are planning to travel locally or domestically. Um, think about from a perspective of you traveling for a vacation, not a conference. The reason why I'm not going to include conferences because you're mostly there for the conference and not there for yourself. These are the things that I'm talking about. So for me, I'm actually traveling. I'm doing at least 2 trips already, just for and they domestic. So I'm actually do fall in this category, but it's not for actual vacations with itineraries. It's because of the conferences. So I don't have anything for fun. So that's one of the things, the reason why I was looking into this. Now, we're also looking at 60% of global respondents plan to book a trip. Let's see. Plan to book a trip around entertainment events or plan on taking at least one trip for a sporting event in 2025 and forcing people to travel for expenses continue to drive, experiences continue to be a driving force. So for me, like when I'm traveling for an experience, which is a conference. The conference is the thing that's drawing me out there. That is that entertainment. A lot of people like to go to sports events. I don't watch sports, so I wouldn't travel for a sport event. But if you say like, hey, this is a cool financial conference, or this is a cool podcast conference, or PR, which is like public relationship conference, yes, more than likely I'll come out. Um, I say the fourth thing, if it's food related, like the taste of Chicago, I might be in Chicago just for that weekend to get some of that food. I'm not sure about you all, but let me know how y'all doing. So, hey, what's going on, boss? Thank you, Bass. I keep want to call you boss, Bass. Thank you so much for coming through. Hey, let's go to Puerto Rico. Oh, let's go. Cause my heel hurt. Yeah, man. Puerto Rico is something that's pretty cool. They, I would say, It's nice and close. It's domestic, nice and easy to travel to. Man, hopefully you have a good time. What are you going there for? Is it like entertainment? Like, why Puerto Rico? What draws you out there? Because I'm curious. So, I always wanted to go, but just never went. To think about, you know, what would be a good way. Let me see if I can change this. Oh yeah, classic. So it's a little bigger so you can see it all. Let me see, change that. There we go. I'll keep it classic so it's nice and big and take up the screen. Let's see. All right. So while you typing that out, um, yeah, so that's one of the things I do want to try something different. I'm tired of doing Miami. I'm tired of going to Florida, period. Like that seems to be the common place to go. And I'm like, I know there's a lot more to this than, you know, than all of this. So traveling for first time. I'm actually trying to look up some videos right now that'll actually help some people because some of these people already did their research. But I want like some short videos, something quick to kind of share with you all because um what's happening in the news. A lot of people talk about safety. They talk about dealing with other people's information, making sure all of your passports are taken care of. You know what? That's what we should do. Let's break it down. What the thing that you need to focus on right now is you gotta get your bags packed. You got all your safety stuff. Let me move this out the way. Because we're talking about, travelers curating tangible destinations, blah, blah, blah. Interesting. All right, let me stop sharing this one. So Boss, you say, okay, Bass, you say, I haven't traveled since 2007, so I have a lot of family there. That's cool. It's good to check out family, see how they doing, and everything like that. I think that's one thing about having family that's local. I don't really get to travel just to see family. Let's see, the conferences that I'm going to. The first one is FinCon. So I am going to FinCon, which is where is that at? That is in Portland, Oregon. And in Portland, Oregon, I'm planning on to try to get to see some of the what they have out there. Like some of the mountainous, it's a lot of scenery, so it's a lot of driving. So I'm gonna need to have to get I'm gonna have to get a rental car. And sometimes they be fishy about that. And I do want to get the all electric vehicles because one, I don't have to pay for gas. But two, usually I have to download an app to make sure I can sign up and everything like that. So that's one of the conferences. The second conference I'm going to, which is Podcast Movement, because I got to support the podcast community. They have been doing a great, amazing things out there. I've actually spoke at two of the events last year. I spoke at Podcast Movement Evolutions, and I also spoke at Podcast Movement at the NPR table. So that was actually pretty cool and interesting. So I've cut back on conferences this year, so I'm only going to two. There is one that coming up, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna go, but it's in Atlanta. It is called I want to call it the Black Excellence I think it's called Black Excellence Conference. It's by iHeartRadio. Or yeah, is it Black Excellence? iHeartRadio conference. Yes, no, that ain't it. Is it called the Black Excellence Conference? I'm actually looking it up right now. I'm gonna share my screen in a moment. That's what it's called. Hold on, so you can see. This is. There we go. Okay. So this right here is the Black Effect. That's what it's called. Black Effect Conference Festival, whatever you want to call it. It's a 1 day thing. And they actually have some pretty cool people that's showing up. So they got Charlemagne the God, Just Hilarious, T.I., Damon John, you got Debbie Brown, Dr. Joy, Harden, Bradford, Lex P, Andrea, DJ Louis V, Wheezy WTF, Mandy B, Wallow 267, Gilly's gonna be there, Will Lucas, Ferrari. I'm not sure who all these people are. Byron Turner and Octavia March, and so many more. So this the thing is like I'm not sure if I'm gonna go because of the short notice. Um, and they saying this on Saturday. It's funny. They okay on 2024 is when they mentioned it, but they actually having it on April 27th. So it's like next weekend. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it, even though they keep saying it's 2020. This must be it. I'm not sure why they're saying it. They do have it every year. I believe this is the I think there's third conference that they've ever had. So I guess they slowly building this out, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, but those are the conferences I'm going to. I'm sorry to derail this, but yeah, so those are the conferences that I plan on going to. Let's see. You going to Podfest and ATL? Let's check out Podfest. Podfest. No, I don't know. You think the podcast summit? I think you mean the podcast summit. Miles, what's going on? Thank you for coming in, Miles. It's good to see you from you. Let's see. I think you really mean let's see what it called. Podcast summit. And I think that's David Shan's thing in ATL in August. Man, August 7th. That joint. Okay, so Mandy B best. Yeah, I don't know Mandy B. So podcast summit. Like I said, I've been to the first one. I didn't go to the second one. I think was last year, and I didn't. Let's see how much these tickets are. Why you need to do all this? Secure your ticket. Why don't you just show what the ticket price is? Oh, I was actually at the Hyatt earlier last year. Cause what you call it? FinCon was over there. Actually at the same Marriott. Huh. It's at the Marriott Plaza. Then they got the Westin. Oh, the recommended hotels. That's why. It's at the Atlanta Convention Center. Cause I was just over there. See, past guest speakers. Now the weird thing about the reason why I haven't really supported, well, not supported, the reason why I haven't went to podcast summit is like when they don't put out a request for speakers. So that's one of the things that I haven't decided yet. So you can become a sponsor. Like if you guys really want to dig into the deep side of the house of like when you run in these conferences, is when you look at how they pitch a lot of these things. So remember, a story portrays the reason why they need the money. And if you put out the reason why you like, it had to be something as a win for them in order for them to take out, these payments to pay for their company to actually be there. Now, because they actually taking that moment to come out, they need to figure out what it is that they're getting as a benefit. So when you look at things from a perspective of a business and you coming in, what is in it for them? And they looking at it this way, that their premium brand visibility, that's number one that they put out there. And they're looking at the direct audience engagement. So they get to connect face to face. They're looking at industry leadership. So they trying to say like, hey, because you're coming out, you're positioning yourself as credible. You're looking at network opportunities with other top creators, influencers, and professionals through VIP events, speaker meet and greets, and networking sessions, right? You got lead generation. Now, this is interesting. When it comes to lead generators, when you go to a next conference that you go to, you got to look at what they're doing as a lead generator. Are they giving you a free product? Are they saying, like, hey, sign up for this newsletter, you get a free shirt or something like that? Or this is what I'm saying, or one of the best things that they could ever do as a me say like say me is about that while I go out to be a sponsor for Podcast Summit, I will be looking for, hey, can I get access to everybody, all the emails for all the attendees that show up to this particular event? That is one way of doing it. I went to one conference in Orlando and they actually had iPads. Everybody at the table had iPads or some type of phone device that will scan your badge to actually say like, hey, you at least visited the booth. Because you visited the booth, it already had your email address and your name already located in there. So you didn't have to fill out anything else, which makes the ease of getting into the lead generation for that business makes it nice and easy. So these are the things that I want you to think about when you go out there. I know I went on a small tangent, but this is great things to think about. Hey, Miles, no worries on the correction. You know, it's all good. The cool thing about it, because we run in the same space, it's a lot easier to remember these conferences. So those are the things that we all look for. You said I should check out InvestFest. I'm going back and forth with supporting Earn Your Leisure. Nothing against them. It's just for me and my purpose. I know they say that you can learn from anybody no matter what's going on. And supporting them is one thing, but when you don't go back and apologize to for certain episodes that you put out, to go back and rebuttal or fix things that you said or a guest had said that was illegal. And from a legal standpoint, I'm like, at least go back or at least put out an episode, like say like, hey, we released this episode. These are the things, or at least address the things that were illegal and be mindful of the content that's having. And they usually don't put a disclaimer, which I think that's also important. So that's why I always say on my shows that, hey, this is, if you actually read the show notes, this is just information or education purposes only, so that, it protects you and me at the same time. And that, sometimes the views, this is why I might have to start saying, is that the views of the guests does not reflect the views of the About That Wallet show. So this is one of the things that I try to be mindful of when it comes to putting out episodes. And that's why I try to vet my guests before they come on. Now, if they've been on before or I met them in person before, it's cool. I know their values. Like Bash, you've been on the show. Miles, you've been on the show as well. And Lisa, you've been on the show. Greatly appreciate all three of y'all for coming on the show and still continue to support even my live shows because, we have a lot of fun on the back end and also off camera. But I just wanted to share that with you all. So that's why it's like where Earn Your Leisure is kind of, I don't know. It just feel like they just taking a lot of money at this point without, you know, giving gratitude to the people that support them from the beginning. Like I started listening to them. I'm not going to get it wrong. Like I started listening to them a long time ago. I'll say before I even started my podcast, I started listening to them in 2019. Well, actually, 2019, 2018. And I didn't start my podcast until 2020. But it was because of them is the reason why I was actually able to start my own podcast was because I actually saw what software that they were using. And because of that, I created my show and I was listening to them. But as soon as they started adding on celebrities and stuff like that, I was like, okay, now you lose in touch with the people and how they grew their show. So it went on a whole nother level. And I'm, like I say, it's good for them. I congratulate them. But it's just something about what they doing in a direction that they going in. I just can't support it from my point of view. I know I went in a little bit on that one, but it's a it's just a touchy subject. I'm just sad that they went the direction that they went in, but I understand. I get it. In order for you to grow, you have to actually, I gotta say, put face on, like, dress to look, spend all this money for these different things, and try to showcase and buy into the stigma for the Black and brown community. And I just can't sit by that. I'm not sitting up here trying to wear flashy clothes to say, like, oh, I have money. Okay, that means that you should be invested with me. Oh, I only talk about relationships so we can have those conversations. And I don't do blanket, what they call it, blanket stereotypes to kind of get, drive interaction. I can't do that. Even when they have their money, what they call it, money Mondays or something like that, the whatever they do on Mondays, I can't vibe with that either because it's like, you still got to talk to your investor, make sure that you're comfortable with it. Um, and with Ian, again, just got to be careful what people say. Do your research, and try not to take everything that they say to be as fact, because it's a lot of things that they tell you. Every person, I'll say myself, I actually tell you how to do it, but a lot of people will tell you what to do, but not the back end stuff on how to actually do it. So this is the reason why I do my live shows, to make sure that you have the capacity on how to do something instead of just figuring out what to do. Like, yeah, I could just say, hey, go travel by yourself. All right, cool, be safe. No, I'm telling you, like, hey, these are the websites you need to go to. This is how this is what the form looks like. This is what you need to put in there. Like, I'm walking you through that process versus everybody else. Not everybody else. I would say majority of the people, when they talking about traveling, they're just going to tell you, hey, just go to this website. Okay, do the thing. Now you're off to the races. Enjoy, be safe. I can't sit with that. I want you to walk away with something tangible that you can take action on. But y'all know this already. But this is for the people that are new to the show, and welcome. So let's see. It's time for me to take a little break. It is 8:30. So with that being 8:30, and I like to play my little trivia. I think I need to get a new trivia question. But hey, if you already know the answer, congrats. But let's listen to it. Here we go. Yes, you know the answer. Congrats to you for getting it right. So if you got it right, go on, give yourselves a round of applause. You made it this far in the show. So now, okay, so let's go ahead on and let's see. I'm actually going through what's the name? Trying to eat a little healthy. You know, I know we talked about June being a National Candy Month, but trying to go to different events. This is actually pretty interesting. So there is, I don't know. Oh, okay. So, okay. So I did get an email from somebody who wanted to help me out on going traveling, right? And so they did a fake breakdown. I'm gonna see if I can share the screen with you all. It doesn't have anything in here. I just had the guest on. His episode will be dropping this Tuesday. And his name is William Young, William R. Young. And so, because he does a lot of traveling, and I asked him, like, how do you travel? Because I was like, hey, I got a live episode coming up. So he granted me some assistance with that. And let me see if I can share that. There you go. Yes, you're awesome. You're awesome. All right. So if y'all can read that, I'm gonna just go on and walk through it because I mean he pretty much did an amazing job writing this out. Okay. So they're gonna break this down in two parts. Now you have break down this down in two parts, and you want to start with using points to save on flights. For example, if you want to go to February trip to Costa Rica. February is Costa Rica's busiest season, which means that flights can be expensive. For instance, a round trip from BWI is currently $1,400 to $1,600. Instead of paying cash, I booked the round trip first class ticket using points. Here's how. So you got the cost of points. So you need 33,000 points, which is equivalent to $198 of Amex. If you just want to use your Amex, which total cost is $660 in combined points with fees. So the savings are substantial. Better, even better, this wasn't for the economy. This was for first class. For comparison, economy tickets are available at 17,500 points, but upgrading to first class was a no-brainer, even the value. Maximum value with the transfer bonuses. So you said I transferred 55,000 points to Air Canada, a United Airlines partner, and received a 20% bonus on transfer. This bonus reduced the compared cost for my first class flight to $550. Such bonuses can make a huge difference. So always look for opportunities to maximize your points when transferring. So tools and resources to find the best deals. Now, this is where you want to get your notes out. So to replicate these kind of savings, here are some tools that I use. You want to do Google Flights. This is what I'm talking about, where some people just say, like, this is the what. And now he's going with the how for the different steps. This is the what. So, like, for me, I would actually pull up Google Flights. So that's what I'm gonna do next, since we here for a longer time. So we got Google Flights. Finding flights mean great for finding cash prices to compare against points redemption. Seat Arrow, a fantastic tool to search for flights using points, especially for premium cabins. The Points Guy. I actually love this website. Excellent resource for learning about the reward programs that optimize points and strategies. And then you have Point Hound, which is another site for exploring and maximizing points for travel rewards. Okay, well, he goes in. Okay, now please watch the video detail to break down how I book flights and everything like that. So he actually gave me access to his videos. Let me see if I can zoom out some more. No, y'all don't need to see my email. keep going. Zoom in. There we go. Oh man, this is a lot more than I thought. Okay. Earn your points effectively. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. Like I know I am. Well, I don't have to take notes because I already got emailed to me. Let me see if I can try to make this better viewing experience. Okay. So back to my email. All right. So not all points are created equally. So choose the right credit cards to effectively impact how quickly and effectively you earn points. We earn rewards. Here's my personal strategy for earning points and maximizing their value. Pay all of your expenses to earn points. Now, this is key. Now, for me, if I was writing this out as an email, I would actually say, put this in bold to say, like, make sure you pay your stuff, because when these credit cards hit and you're not paying off your bill every month like you're supposed to, you would they have the obligation to actually take away your points and remove you from the program. I mean, it's their program, they do what they want. So here we go. Okay, so the right cards for the job. The Chase Sapphire Preferred. I actually have most of these, so if you need a referral code for these cards, just let me know. So I do have the Sapphire card. I can transfer those. The beautiful thing about this, they say it offers an 80,000 point sign up bonus when you spend $4,000. This one a lot of people have, and it comes with a generous sign up bonus and pays 3 times the points for gasoline, food, dining, groceries, and certain streamlined services, which is perfect for most people who do everything else. Now, one of the things that if you're looking for this particular card, please shoot me an email, or actually, since I have everybody's email that's actually here right now. Hey, what's going on, sir? Thank you for dropping by. If y'all haven't had a chance, check out Stay Winning Podcast. Great show. Short and sweet episodes. Even did a little bit of mock bang and finance. That was actually pretty cool. So that was entertaining. And also, if you haven't checked out Lisa's stocks, J Stocks, let me just give a shout out to everybody. Let's take a moment to give a shout out. Let me get some little music here, because we got to shout out to everybody that's doing great work. And if you're ever looking for people that look like you, putting out such great content, this is it. All right. So the first one we got is Lisa J Stocks. I'm going to take a small break and do this. I'm going to just go to their YouTube channels, because, why not? Let's see. Lisa J Stocks. And share screen. Service tab. If you haven't, go ahead on and go over to, if it's too loud, let me bring that down. Go ahead on over to Lisa at Lisa J Stocks. Check out her YouTube channel. She actually said that, here we all, let me zoom in. If I can zoom in. Yep, it's not allowing me to zoom in. Oh, we're about to find out another way. There we go. All right. So she's saying here we're all about saving, investing, building wealth, and staying out of debt together. Whether you are a seasoned investor or just starting out, this channel is for your go-to resource. Join me as I share my personal experience, insights, and strategies. Remember, this is not financial advice, but rather a space to learn, grow, and thrive. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and stay updated on our latest content. And hit the notification bell so that you never miss a valuable tip or exciting discussion. Let's build a community and financial empowerment together. We'll achieve our goals and create a brighter future. So go ahead on and check out Lisa J Stocks. All right. Lisa, how did I do? Did I do a good job on your on your advertisement. You know, I'm trying to work on my voiceovers. All right, so the next person, let's see what we're gonna do. Let's go with Miles. All right, so Miles Youngblood. Let's see. Miles. There we go. As you see, I do look at everybody's stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just out here. All right, so if you guys looking for Miles, congrats on your recent. I think you did get monetized recently, so I will say congrats to you. So okay, here we go. This is Miles Youngblood's channel, and the way you can find him is at Miles Youngblood at TV. Go on and put all that in there. Put that in the chat. All right. So with Miles, what he has here. All right, Miles, I'm gonna try my best to advertise for you. Let's see if I got let this beat drop. All right. I'm Miles Youngblood, someone who loves good conversations, so I started a podcast. This podcast is all about connecting with great people doing great things to inspire you to do the same. The guests that come on are individuals who are crushing it in their field, whether they are entrepreneurs, artists, content creators, or anything in between. Join us as we dive into our journeys and sharing the highs and lows in a raw, unfiltered way. The aim for each episode is to leave you feeling inspired, informed, and of course entertained. Whether you're seeking inspiration or just a great story, you'll find it right here on the Beyond Ordinary podcast. Hey, how'd I do? So let me know what I did. How was that, Miles? Let me know. Okay, next one. Bass. I keep on calling you Bass. All right, Bass, what we got? Let's say the social network rates. Come on. Where you at? Where you at, Bass? Rants podcast. Let's try it that way. Why don't I see you? Bass, I know you put up some content. There we go. I had to put Bass in here. Sweet. All right. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? See, we're gonna get Bass. All right, if you're looking for Bass, let's see. This is all about you guys, so making sure we support. All right, so for Bass, all right, you put some stuff in here. All right. Beat drop. Okay. The Social Work Rants podcast, hosted by Bass Marino, LMSW delves into real world experiences, challenges, and insights of social workers, with a focus on providing a platform for social workers to share their stories. The podcast covers a wide range of topics, including mental health, finances, and entrepreneurship, social justice, policy, and day-to-day realities of the profession. Bass Marino brings 2 decades of experience in the field, offering listeners candid discussions, expert interviews, and practical advice, making it a valuable resource for both seasoned professionals and those new to social work. The podcast also discusses interactions of finances and mental health. I think we might need to have a closeout just to kind of say follow and subscribe or something like that. Just kind of like a closeout, the call to action. I think that would be a great way to end out this bio. But he says new episodes every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Follow the podcast on IG. Alrighty. So, that's how'd I do? Good. I did good. I'm trying. I'm working on my voiceovers because I'm actually planning on doing voiceovers for I plan on doing voiceovers for audiobooks. So let me know how that do. All right. And then I gotta get Lisa's thing on here. Let's go back. And Lisa. Oh, by the way, Lisa actually has one of the top rate, like the most downloaded or listened episode on my show for 2024. If you haven't noticed already, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, definitely is episode to check out, especially if you're looking into getting into investing and so forth. Okay. Thank you. All right, that was my station break. Want to give the shout outs to everybody. Thank you, Nightbot, for keeping me on task. All right, so go back to these points. And did we go to the points? Man, he like pretty much laid it out on this thing. Okay. Let's get back to this. All right. So we talked about points using the Chase Sapphire card. If you actually don't have it and you want it, shoot me an email at Anthony@aboutthatwallet.com, and I will go ahead on and send you my referral code. Because the beautiful thing I have about a referral code is that when I go to refer you, you actually get additional points on top of the 80,000 that's given here because of a referral program. So if you ever watch one of those shows and you be like, yeah, I really want that particular credit card to help me out, this is the way to do it. So if you're actually looking for one, just hit me up. All right, so we got the Chase Inc. Business Preferred Card, which earns about 130,000 points if you sign up bonus, if you spend $4,000. So if you have a business, you can actually try this out. I do not have this particular card. The way to get this particular card, you'll need to actually have a business account with them. They kind of recommend you have one of those. It's a little easier, and then they'll give you a card. The Amex Platinum, I do not have the Platinum, but they do have an amazing program. Now he did not put on here the annual fee for this. So there's an annual fee for the Amex Platinum of, I believe it's $350 annually for the Platinum. No, that's the gold. The Platinum is $650. Let me double check because I do not want to give you wrong information. Platinum credit card, because remember, if we're going to get these cards, you got to know all the information, right? So let's go down and check out that website. All right, so the Platinum, we're just gonna look at it right here. The Platinum is showing up at $695. So that's what we're looking at, and you're getting these points coming in at the 6 months of opening up the membership. And also you're looking at these different features. So you're looking at the hotel stay. I can tell you this from experience of talking to people who actually have this particular card. You cannot go wrong with this card when it comes to traveling. This is one of the top-notch cards. One of the guys that I know who has one, he took his wife to utilize the portal, the Amex portal, because each of these credit cards have their own portal where you can actually book your flight. When you go to book your flight, they will not book your flight, but book your hotel. Because you went through Amex, the hotel already knows you're an Amex member. And because you're a platinum member, they already give you top tier status, which means that you'll automatically get free upgrades to your room, which means that if you book a regular room, you more than likely might get upgraded depending on availability to that next tier room, and which can include breakfast in bed or room service, where they actually bringing you a cart on a table, like how they do, and they take the top off and make it look all fancy. This is one of the things that they actually can provide you because you have that particular card. So on top of that, you actually getting $200 back. You know what I'm saying? So they already giving you money to use at, like, it's amazing. Then they giving you money back just for you to using their card for different things. So, you're eligible for purchases at participating partners. So you get the entertainment money. On top of that, you get the Walmart Plus, which a lot of people just are busy. And if you're a parent, because we talk about the sandwich generation here, they actually will take care of your Walmart Plus taken care of. Like they will, it's done. It's automatically. It's like it's given to you. On top of that, you get an airline fee credit. So you're getting that $200 calendar year. So every time you pay this $650, you're getting this stuff again. Now, keep in mind, for those of you who are in the military who is watching this, you actually they will waive the annual fee for all Amex cards. So you don't have to pay this as long as you're in the military. If you have a .mil email address, you do not have to pay the annual fee. So this is almost like a zero fee card for you. Now, if you know somebody that's in the military, you can talk to them about getting this particular credit card. It's just that when they leave the military, they can actually downgrade the American Express card. So for those of you who are not familiar with these credit cards, you can actually downgrade the cards to another tier. You can still keep the points that you already had, but obviously the perks will change with the next tier that you get. So most people will keep the platinum full around for a little bit, and then they'll go down to the American Express Gold because it's the day-to-day usage. Now, because the American Express card platinum is pretty cool, you can utilize this card for so many things. This is a great travel card, because if you go with gold is more like your everyday spending and stuff like that. You might not have as many perks, but it's good for that. So they got so many more things. Like, I mean, it's really cool what this card has to offer. You're getting 5x flight points. You're getting 5x hotel points. All other purchases, one. So this is one of the things that a lot of people did say, like the reason why they don't really use the platinum, especially if you don't travel as much. So this is the thing they look into. In the way to pay right here, so you can actually pay over time and it does not impact anything like that. Let's see, additional services. Now, keep in mind when they come to cell phone protection. So if you lose your cell phone, or if it's damaged or stolen, you can actually say like, "Hey, credit card company, I lost my card. I lost my phone. Give me some money," and then they'll give you some money so you can go get another phone. Like, what other businesses out there doing it like that? Even when you go to travel, they take care of your travel insurance usually. Let's see, travel. So you get your hotel, you get your global luggage taken care of. You get your airline credit. You get an Uber Cash, so you can just go to Uber wherever you want to go to. Clear. I'm not a fan of Clear, but since they're paying for it, hey, you got Clear. You get free, or they say free credit. So if you already pay for your global entry, they'll give you your global entry, which is good for 4 years. And it's usually only $120 anyway. So, you can even do TSA pre-check if you want to. I use global entry. It's just a little easier, just kind of cover in case you leave out the country. TSA pre-checks like mostly like domestic flights and so forth, but global entry is so when you coming back. So this is what we're talking about, international travel. You need to know where you want to go. I know I'm going in on these credit cards, but this is very important that you know. Travel services. Marriott Bon Voyage Elite Gold status, being Bonvoy Gold status, which is great because I actually have the business side of the Marriott, and it's actually been really helpful for booking hotels. Even Hilton, Hilton got those free breakfasts. Marriott does not give you free breakfast. That's the only thing about Marriott. Like, man, y'all need to give us some free breakfast. Everybody else struggling. Like, come on. Even a Continental or something. So I'm talking about all these businesses, all these benefits of this particular card. Main reason because this is, to me, the gold standard, really the platinum standard of cards when it comes to travel. And I'm gonna check out that gold card because you can actually go down to this particular tier after say like, hey, platinum isn't it, but you need a good card for everyday stuff. Now, these cards are actually metal. So if you're not familiar with them, they have a nice little clink to it. So this is something that you can also look into. I usually do not pay attention to APRs because I'm like, if you're paying your bills off every month or every week anyway, you don't need to worry about these percentage breakdowns. So I'm not talking about that. This is obviously for people who are, if you're good with your money and you're looking for a card to have, check it out. Um, obviously they don't sponsor this show, but American Express, if you're listening, please hit me up, bro. So you get 4x restaurants, you got groceries, you got flights. Like I said, this is one of your everyday card. You get 2x for hotel stays, 1x for everything else. So, you paying for your groceries anyway. So why not get your points? If you're going out to eat, why not get your points, right? So, I talked to a couple military folks who actually use this card and they say they love it, just from the gold side of the house. You getting Dunkin' credit. I never heard of Reese credit. I guess it's a restaurant thing. I don't know. Oh, you get dining credit. That is so cool. If I could, I would like to trade all my cards in to get a gold card. Because if you think about the annual fees of 3 different credit cards, which will add up to this annual fee of $325. So, for us regular people, if we want to travel and we have the gold card, it makes life a little easier instead of us having multiple cards. And if you're like a 1 card or 2 card person, I think this will actually be a good card to have in your wallet, because we are about that wallet. And this is talking about purchase protection. Drop phone, sometimes unexpected happens, but purchase protection plan can protect covered things up to 90 days from the covered purchase date of your eligible card, accidental damage. So, which is actually pretty cool. So if you bought something and something broke in 90 days, so say if you bought a laptop and it broke, you can go ahead on and you bought a laptop with your credit card, it broke. You can actually call them up and say like, hey, I broke my laptop. Where's the warranty money? And they'll walk you through that process. So having that is actually really beneficial. So Lisa, you said I've never had a card with an annual fee. I mean, to each their own. As you see, there are benefits of having a card with it, and there's benefits to cards having without it. And you have to look into what is best for your wallet. So think about those things. How are you utilizing these cards in that way? Now, if you're looking for ways to still get money or still get some points or whatever, because I like points. For me, I travel on points. I travel for free. Hotel stays and also my flights are free. So let's see. Zero. Let's say no fee. Credit cards for points. Okay. Let's see. Nerd Wallet. I like Nerd Wallet. So, since we're talking about credit cards right now, they got the Freedom Unlimited. And this is a 0 fee one. All around best cash back. Now, the cool thing about it, the reason why they got this range is because it really depends on the portal. So if you go through and look at different things, you can actually add restaurants to your card. And then when you spend money at that card, you get up to 5% cash back, which is cool. I actually do have this card. So if somebody wants to get some extra points, let me know. You actually get extra cash back. Go down and shoot me an email and I can shoot you a referral code, Anthony@aboutthatwallet.com, and we can get that going. They're talking about the Capital One, which is at 1.5%. I'm sure it's the same thing, but they're giving you 40,000 miles. And I'm like, you can do better, bro. But some of these don't give you trying to think of some other ones that will give you better cash back. Um, either cashback or points, because I'm a points person, and some of y'all like cashback. Now, the reason why, like this one right here, this doesn't make sense. So if you look at 70,000 points, for those of you who are new to point system, it's usually every 1,000 points equals $1. So this one right here is only $70 in points. So you can look at it one or two ways. That's the reason why it's a little lower. And this one is only 40,000 points, so it's only $40. So, that's why some people usually go for cash back, because you get an actual $250 versus, 70,000 points or 15,000 miles. So these are the things that you need to start looking into as well. Now, can you change these points and actually pay your bill off? Yes. So for those of you who like points or just like cash, you can actually use the cash to pay off your bill if you want to. Or you can use the cash to, some people like to call it their multipliers. You can use this money to invest, use this money to pay down your mortgage, pay down your rent. If you have events coming up, you can use this money for that as well. So you have a flexibility to use a lot of this stuff. Let's see. I have the Chase City and Bank of America. Okay. I haven't looked into the Bank of America card though. Like let's see, I have 8 credit cards. So I know, like, to me, I'm actually pretty normal in the financial community to have about 8 cards. They say the average American has about 3 credit cards, and most of my cards are 0 annual fee ones. So, hey, what's going on, everybody who's watching on Instagram? Give us some hand waves here. I'm actually on Instagram and I'm also on YouTube. So let me bring you guys here so I can see. Okay. Now we're talking about credit cards. And I'm actually on NerdWallet's website looking at to see the best cards for 2025. It's interesting that they put all the way down here is the Ink Business at $350 cash back. Now they say the all around pick, rewards breakdown. Now I like this part because, like, I really do like this card, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, mostly because they're looking at if you need a 690 to 850 good credit. And I think I'm sitting at like 757. No, I think last I checked 787. Sorry. It was 787. And so it's like whatever. And I was able to get this card. But yeah, I haven't had any issues with this one. No minimum, straight cashback, 0 APR, no annual fee. And it's been an all around good card. Like for my everyday shopping when I need it for going to the grocery store, I get my money back. And also it gives me like 1.5 plus 1.5. So I usually double up my points. I usually get about 3% back on a lot of things, on average, the things that I purchase. So if I go to a restaurant, I'm getting 3% cash back on restaurants. Now, it's not as sexy as the 5% that American Express Gold was doing, but it got the job done. And let's see. Okay, so we're done with that. So we know what credit cards that we want to use for free travel. Let's go back to this email. Now, we talked about the platinum. We looked at the gold. Look at the City Premier Strata. I haven't looked at that one, which offers 80,000 point sign up bonus with spending $4,000. So you're getting $80 for spending $4,000. Okay. Sign up bonuses is 3 times for gasoline, food, dining, and grocery stores. Now, Built, which is owned by Wells Fargo, for some of you who aren't familiar with the Built card, you can actually gain points by paying for your mortgage, or you can get points by paying for your rent. Now with Built, because you do get points internally, they will tell you which are your local um, restaurants that you can go to. They'll tell you about the local, um, what they call it, local restaurants, local entertainment. They even look into different things. Let me see if I can pull up their website right quick. Sorry, you guys on Instagram. Keep moving you guys around. Let's see. What's it called? Built. Because I'm reason why I want to make sure that I share all this stuff with you, because like I said, a lot of people only share the talk to you about the what, but never the how. And it's a lot of stuff that go on behind the scenes of the what. If you want the what, sure, go to any other YouTube channel. They're just going to talk to you like, hey, it's going to be nice, short, sweet, 10 minutes long. But I want to make sure that you're educated all the way through. Okay, so you can earn points on your rental payments. You can boost your credit with it by your rental payments. Benefits in the neighborhood. So they're looking at complimentary fitness add-ons. You can earn points for going out to dining. This is what I talked about earlier. You get ride share points with Lyft every time you use a credit card. Now, the cool thing with Built is that you can have a credit card tied to the account. So you can even create a Built rewards.com account and link your credit card to it. So even though your regular day spending, you get the points on your card itself, plus you get the Built points as well. So you actually can you almost like you're double dipping. It feels like cheating. So if you pay your bills with the credit card, you can actually sign up for Built and go that route. So they're already talking about how you can use your points to actually go from hotels and convert your Built points into airline miles or hotel points. So right now they're telling you the conversion rate. This is very important to understand. I'm going to see if I can, they want you to sign in. Not that page. Let me see if I can. Okay, so they saw in the Hilton 1-to-1, 1-to-1. And what they mean by this, which means that 1 point of Built points going to transfer to British Airways is 1 point. A Berea, so this is more like international. It's going 1 point to 1 point. So I'm trying to see if they have any other ratios so we can see. HG, y'all know these hotels. It's 1-to-1. So you at least get to know that what's going on. And they actually, remember, all these credit cards have travel portals. The reason why you check out these portals is because they might have deals for you that not everybody else will have it. Nice. Congrats, Lisa. Like, yo, that is so cool. That you have your credit score at 832. That is amazing. Let me see if I get my round of applause over here, because you know, you did that. Yeah, because you know, having such a great credit score is really opens up the world to you. And it really allows you to take advantage of a lot of these things that's going on. So we're talking about 5x points for dining and stuff like that. So it seems like you're constantly spending all the time. But if you think about it, if you get a card that actually goes along with your lifestyle, then that's a card that you want. Now, sometimes you'd be like, man, why do you have so many cards? Because you're doing so many different things. You know, it really depends on where you at in your financial journey. So, like with Chase, I'm giving y'all a tips and tricks here. Say if you got a trip coming up, but you have 2 credit cards. Let me blow myself up here. Do it this way. So, say if you got like 2 credit cards with Chase. So, I'm gonna tell you a little secret that I found out with Chase. You got 2 credit cards. Say if you got the Chase Freedom card, and then you got the Chase Sapphire card. Let's put them 2 together. But your trip, say if you go into Australia, we're just going to say from the United States to Australia, a flight over there costs about like $4,000. Ballpark here, okay? Just live with me. your credit card for your Chase. Well, I think I said this one was the Sapphire, and then you got your Chase Freedom. Some of you have Freedom left, and then your Sapphire on this side. You have 5,000 on this one, but you only have about five. I'll say you got like exactly 4,000 on this card on your Sapphire card. But you want to use the Sapphire card as your main travel card for this whole trip. And you only got 5,000 over here, you got 4,000 here because you get the most points on your Sapphire and you have some freedom points over here. What you can do, and this is only when you call them, I'm giving y'all a game here. Only when you call them, you can say, hey, I want you to take $4,000. Let's see. Yeah, $4,000, which will leave you $1,000 left on your freedom card. I want you to add that to my Sapphire card. They will take the 4,000 available balance, bring it over. So now your card has an available balance of $9,000. No, 8,000. Yeah, because I said 4. Yeah, so 8,000. So now your card has $8,000 available for you. So when you go to travel, now you have the $8,000 to go with you on that card. When you come back to the States, say you enjoyed your trip, you had a great time, you used up the money. When you come back, you paid it off, whatever. You can then call them back up, call Chase up, be like, hey, I want to transfer that $4,000 back over to my Freedom card. And then they was like, sure. And it happens all on that phone call. So that's the beauty of having that particular card with Chase, and if you bank with Chase for that credit card. So that's the beautiful thing about that. I know because I've used it several times just playing around because I was like, I'm curious and I try these things out because I want to make sure that I can educate my audience with it. Okay, so now we talked about getting the points. We talking about how to get them, and then you can start booking flights. We talked about what tools to use. Talked about domestic flights. Yeah, you can do those, and how to get more money. All right. So now that we talked about how to protect yourself, we talked on the last episode. This episode, we talked about how to start getting these points to actually travel. I did not talk about booking the flights, but you can kind of say we did a little bit because you got the points now. I didn't talk about transferring the points. Now, but keep in mind when you're trying to transfer points from one entity to another, there might be a transfer fee. So you want to look into that. I think there is a $35 fee to transfer points. So say if you have a husband and a wife, or just you and your friend, right? So say if you got 500,000 points and your friend has like 200 points and you just need to give them extra 100 points, 100,000 points, there's a fee to do that. It's like $35 to transfer those points over. And then depending on which bank it is, I believe they might say it's $35 up to 50,000 points, and then it's an additional $5 for every 1,000 points after that, or extra $10 for every 1,000 points that you want to transfer over to somebody else's credit card. I know that because I looked into it and tried it, and I was like, okay, that's good to know. But if you're using these points to transfer to like a flight or something like that, that's fine. But if you're doing transferring points from your account to somebody else's account, there's a fee for that. So keep that in mind. Now, also, if you know that somebody's going on a trip somewhere and you want to purchase those points or you want to transfer those points to that particular airline, I believe it used to be free, but I'm going to have to double check it because they used to have people pay to transfer the points over to those particular airlines. You're going to be mindful of that. Okay. All right. So I know we went over a lot. I am over by 15 minutes, but I really want to make sure that y'all had that information. Is there any questions that you guys have about travel, transferring points, gaining points? Because I've been doing this for several years, ins and outs, some failures and not. So if you don't have any questions, I'll give a moment because I know there's a delay. So if you got some questions, I'm all open. And if y'all notice, I got my little haircut. Just got it yesterday, and it's washed, so that's why it's not as high as it usually is. Um, so you know, go figure. Trying to eat healthy. This is a pink lady apple. If y'all wondering, um, this is more on the hard tart side of the house. So if you're looking for a nice sturdy apple to cook with, go with a sweet. Um, this is a pink lady. If you're looking for something similar, you don't have pink ladies in your restaurant. Go with the cosmic. I think they got a cosmic apple as well, so you can check those out. All right, I know I gave y'all a little bit of apple stuff. There's a lot of other apples. If y'all want to geek out on apples, I'm more than welcome to do that, to talk about different flavor, textures. I tried a lot of apples. Thank you, Lisa. I'm trying with the hair. It's different for me, because I haven't had it done like this before. And also with the wash, it gives it a little bit of texture. Appreciate it. Thank you for saying it's a great show. All right. Y'all have a good night. I am heading out, going to bed, and I will see y'all next week. If y'all are here. All right, everybody. Y'all be safe. Peace.